Topuria tweeted, he said, "Welcome to the big leagues, Paddy Pimblett, one up for the legends." Right. What do you think about just like you carry? How much pride do you?
We're up 3. He beat BSD, I beat Fazeev, and I just beat Paddy. We're up 3 right now. Topuria took out Max, so we might be 3-1. But I'm going to try to avenge that one.
Is Conor going to come back? Is John going to fight Pereira? Which Dana has kind of, is not uncertain about. But I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilya potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. It should be. It should be. If you want to talk about, being fair competitively, especially in the performance that he puts, like, why wouldn't you? Right. In the perfect picture, you would want Justin to fight Ilya.
At the White House as an American, will that moment finally happen now? Or does this fight change everything?
Ilya is laughing now because they have dirty boxing, really, They're just fighting hard, but there is no good technique. But Ilya will be left now because Ilya has such a high level boxing.
Did Justin Gaethje's interim title victory truly reshape the division? In many ways it did, because it immediately clarified the landscape while simultaneously revealing his next inevitable opponent. Ilia Topuria has now moved forward, and both fighters are openly and aggressively calling for the same confrontation. When two elite competitors publicly demand each other at the same time, it goes far beyond manufactured promotion or surface-level hype. It becomes a clear signal that the division is reaching a natural collision point where momentum, rankings, and competitive pride align. This isn't just about titles or timing anymore. It represents the moment when the sport's most dangerous forces recognize that the biggest challenge ahead is standing directly across from them, and the path forward leads to only one unavoidable showdown.
I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilya potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. It should be. It should be. If you want to talk about, being fair.
He explained that he had sustained significant injuries and would need proper time to heal, but he was also already committed to something far more meaningful in his view. He emphasized that competing on that roster carries greater importance to him than anything else at this moment, even mentioning a White House event scheduled for June as part of that commitment. Having already fulfilled his duty to his country inside the cage, he believes opportunities like this come along very rarely, if ever. Because of that, he made it clear that nothing short of a truly serious obstacle would prevent him from taking full advantage of such a moment. He remains confident in that decision and certain that prioritizing this opportunity is the right move given its rarity, significance, and personal importance to him.
Still flowing a little bit, but do you have an update on physically, how you feel? Are you going to need some time off? Is there possibly anything broken after?
I definitely need some time off. He fucking rocked my brain a couple times, and the only thing we have over the more dangerous sports, which is boxing and football, is we get to take time. And so I will do that, but the White House is in June, and, I represent this country. I represented it tonight, and I hope to be, obviously, look at the position and the opportunity they just gave me here. There's no way they're keeping me off that card unless I'm dead.
When the discussion of a possible White House matchup with Ilya surfaced, Justin stayed grounded and true to his character, refusing to oversell or dramatize the idea. Still, he openly acknowledged how massive the moment could become, even amid all the surrounding buzz and speculation. Justin believes it ranks among the biggest fights the UFC could realistically put together, especially in such a historic setting, considering Ilya's rapid rise, his string of decisive stoppage victories, and the natural collision of their contrasting styles. He understands the magnitude, respects the stakes, and recognizes how rare an opportunity like that would be. At the same time, Justin makes it clear that he is fully prepared to step up, take control of the situation, and handle the pressure if full responsibility and ownership of the moment are placed in his hands.
Given how popular Ilya has become and just the method of victory he's had and your style of fighting, and add those two to the White House, how big do you think that fight could be between you two?
If I had any bit of a personality, it'd be fucking huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. It's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But I mean, there's no doubt it would be the best, one of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7, whatever. They want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed, and then I'll fight for the belt on there.
When asked if he had any message for champion Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje responded in a straightforward and grounded manner, brushing aside the surrounding hype, trash talk, and constant attention. He made it clear that he isn't concerned with delivering personal statements or engaging in verbal exchanges. Instead, Gaethje places complete trust in his coaching team, allowing them to handle the detailed preparation, carefully study Topuria's tendencies, develop the most effective game plan, and reinforce that strategy through every intense training session. For Gaethje, the focus is entirely on preparation, precision, and execution rather than words or theatrics. He believes that once he steps into the octagon, the discipline, strategy, and relentless work ethic instilled by his team will speak far louder than any message he could ever send to Ilia Topuria, regardless of how the moment is viewed from the outside.
You are the first two-time interim champion in UFC history. You don't usually get too many second chances, but here you go to a unifier with an undefeated top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. I know he is not Khabib, but what are you taking into this fight with Ilia in terms of lessons and why you're going to make it work this time?
Just got to trust the preparation, trust in my coaches and trust in my skills. I'm here for a reason. I hope it's my destiny, but I don't get to write that, so.
Many voices across the sport are weighing in on this highly anticipated matchup, and Dana White views it as a fight that is likely to unfold as a pure and intense striking war. Both Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria possess frightening, fight-ending power, making every second inside the cage dangerous. White believes that if Gaethje comes in fully prepared and dialed in, the matchup has all the ingredients to deliver non-stop excitement from the opening bell to the final moment. He expects violent exchanges and sudden explosions, with both fighters carrying the ability to end the contest with a single, perfectly placed strike. The stakes, skill level, and raw aggression involved suggest a battle defined by relentless action, elite striking ability, and constant tension. This is the type of fight that naturally commands attention, dominates headlines, and has the presence to take center stage on any fight card, regardless of the event or location.
No, I don't give a
The
fuck.
message will be in the octagon.
I won't give him the time of day. I'll, rely on my coach to watch him a lot. I've seen him fight, obviously. Go back and watch these guys. I really rely on my coach. I watched Paddy today. And yeah, this is so fast. I have no idea what the fuck's going on right now.
Next in the discussion, Demetrius Johnson shares his belief that the ideal and most compelling matchup would be Justin Gaethje facing Ilia Topuria. Johnson admits he is uncertain whether Justin is even interested in defending an interim title, as his focus appears firmly set on capturing the undisputed championship. Looking ahead, Johnson describes Topuria as an exceptionally disciplined and highly strategic fighter who also carries devastating knockout power. He points to Topuria's past victories over elite opponents like Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway as clear proof of his ability to perform at the highest level under pressure. Johnson expects Topuria to stay calm and composed throughout the fight, maintaining a tight guard, keeping his hands high, and carefully reading the action as it unfolds round by round. This measured approach, combined with speed, timing, and explosive finishing ability, could result in a fast-paced, intelligent, and dangerous contest that tests every aspect of both fighters' skill sets.
Neck and neck, it was either going to be you, Paddy, or Armin fighting Ilia. Then obviously the news, Ilia wasn't going to fight early this year. At any point, was it frustrating or just difficult to get that motivation because it kind of felt like you were right there, and now you have to win one more after already going through all the battles? Was that ever difficult to have to get up for one more challenge before that opportunity?
No. I mean, I wanted it to be for a championship. This makes me a champion on paper with the UFC, so I'm very proud of what I accomplished tonight. I'm proud of the opportunity that it's gained me to fight a guy like Ilia. And this is everything I've ever wanted. This chance to write my last chapter.
Congrats.
It's going to be special.
Regarding Arman Tsarukyan, Demetrius Johnson views him as a fighter who is currently being guided largely by the UFC's broader plans rather than fully controlling his own path. Ideally, Johnson believes Tsarukyan should be matched up against Justin Gaethje next, as it would provide clarity and momentum in the division. However, he also acknowledges that this matchup is unlikely to happen right away, since Gaethje appears focused on waiting for an opportunity to fight Ilia Topuria for the undisputed championship. In the meantime, Tsarukyan will continue building his profile, sharpening his skills, and managing his career trajectory while navigating the promotional landscape. Johnson ultimately hopes that Tsarukyan does get the chance to face Gaethje, because a decisive win in that matchup would logically position the victor for a title shot against Topuria, bringing structure, legitimacy, and resolution to the championship picture, and finally pushing the division forward in a meaningful way.
And now that it seems that it's going to be Gaethje versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely striking. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that Ilia hits like a truck, and so does Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets...
If whoever emerges victorious were to face Arman next, both Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo agree that, based on the consistently elite level of performances Justin delivers, a showdown between Justin and Ilia could easily headline a major UFC event. They emphasize that both fighters bring genuine top-tier ability, combining skill, power, durability, and excitement every time they step into the cage. According to them, this matchup naturally carries star power and competitive legitimacy, as each man has proven he can perform under pressure on the biggest stages. From a pure sporting perspective, they believe this is precisely the kind of fight that deserves the main event spotlight, one that captures fan interest, delivers high stakes, and showcases the very best of what the UFC has to offer at the highest level of competition.
Ilia Topuria, or he's going to fight Arman Tsarukyan, and I think the right thing is for him to fight Ilia Topuria, but if Ilia Topuria is not ready, I'm not sure if Justin Gaethje, I think he really wants that undisputed, and hopefully we get Ilia Topuria. Now, when I look forward to Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, I think Ilia Topuria is just way too disciplined on the feet. I think he has the knockout power. You look what he's done against Charles Oliveira. You look what he's done against Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria is very strategic, disciplined, where he's going to have his hands up. He's going to pot. He's going to get a look at what's going on. I just feel like he's a way cleaner boxer, and he puts his combinations together, 1, 2, 3, nothing overzealous, but a fight's a fight.
While Justin's performance against Paddy was undeniably impressive, stepping in against Ilia presents a completely different level of challenge, as he views Topuria as an exceptionally refined close-range fighter with strong defensive awareness, disciplined fundamentals, and sharp technical form. Unlike the openings and mistakes Gaethje could exploit against Pimblett, Ilia offers far fewer errors and operates with far greater control in tight exchanges. Because of this contrast, Hutto stresses that Gaethje cannot rely on the same approach and must significantly adjust his strategy when facing an opponent who seamlessly blends defensive intelligence with precise, calculated offense. This combination makes the matchup far more complex, demanding, and mentally taxing, turning the fight into a much tougher puzzle where every exchange carries higher risk and requires sharper execution from Gaethje than before.
Now, how does Arman fit into this? I think Arman is at the beck and call of the UFC, meaning that the UFC dictates what's going to be next for Arman Tsarukyan. I think Justin Gaethje might hang on to the undisputed. He might wait for the undisputed opportunity to fight Ilia Topuria. That happens, you're going to have Arman Tsarukyan keep going on these wild side quests by doing more media and also doing more grappling, which is fine. I wish he would get the opportunity to fight Justin Gaethje, and then those guys can decide between Justin Gaethje and Arman Tsarukyan if whoever wins can fight.
You know, especially considering the performance he delivered, why wouldn't you want that? Ideally, in the perfect scenario, you would want Justin to step into the cage and fight at the White House as a proud American. The question is, will that actually unfold? It's hard to say, but as much as we're celebrating and lauding Justin's achievements, this situation is unique. It's different. It's distinct. And there is no denying the magnitude and rarity of an opportunity like this, making it a moment unlike anything else we typically see in the sport.
I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilia potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. You know, it should be. It should be. If you want to talk about, being fair, competitive.
These are the kinds of moments that make every Justin fight truly unique. When he steps into the octagon, he's not just competing. He's creating an event, a spectacle, and a performance unlike any other, where every strike, every movement, and every decision carries weight. He's going to fight a battle that stands out, one that demands attention, commands respect, and leaves a lasting impression on fans, analysts, and anyone watching.
Especially the performance that he puts, like, why wouldn't you? In the perfect picture, you would want Justin to fight Ilya. Ilya is different. Paddy Pimblett, you can see, one, his head was up, and then two, defensively, Paddy would do this, like some amateur shit.
We all do that.
And I'm surprised, and Justin was, and he did hit him, but you could tell Justin was going to the body because he was going over like that overhand. That he did nail him, but somebody compact and somebody that could really keep his freaking hands up, that just understands the finesse of fighting.
Then it's noted that Justin executed his strategy flawlessly, earning huge credit for his coaching team, Trevor Whitman, Ben, George, and Luke, for devising the perfect game plan tailored to his opponent. Usman emphasizes that Justin doesn't take the same approach in every fight. He adapts his tactics depending on the style, strengths, and weaknesses of whoever he's facing. Looking ahead, Usman highlights that taking on Ilia Topuria will present an entirely new challenge, as Topuria brings a unique combination of skill, discipline, and danger that will test Justin to his absolute limits. Justin Gaethje accomplished exactly what he set out to do, but we must also recognize the critical role of the coaches, Trevor Whitman, Ben, George, and Luke, in analyzing the opponent, preparing Justin, and ensuring the plan was executed to perfection, proving once again that elite performance is as much about teamwork as it is about individual talent.
Luke, they put together a game plan for the... You really don't see Justin look like that. Did Justin look like that when he fought Faziev? Has Justin looked like that when he fought earlier fights with Barbosa? Did he look like that when he fought Cowboy? Did he look like that when he fought... I think it's... You shape the game plan based on the opponent and based on whatever they're giving you out there. So I think...
We'll make the necessary adjustments, he says, but as you mentioned, Ilia is a truly unique challenge, so that matchup will be incredibly intriguing. Meanwhile, Daniel Cormier praises both fighters for leaving everything inside the cage. He highlights how Justin Gaethje applied relentless pressure on Paddy Pimblett, nearly stopping him multiple times, which ultimately secured the interim title. At the same time, Cormier underscores Ilia Topuria's lethal track record, having defeated elite competitors like Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, and Charles Oliveira across multiple divisions. He also emphasizes that Gaethje once again proved that underestimating him is always a mistake, as things tend to unfold in his favor when opponents make errors or fail to adjust, reinforcing his reputation as a relentless, opportunistic, and highly dangerous competitor.
That laid it all on the octagon floor. I thought Justin Gaethje was going to get Paddy Pimblett out of there on multiple occasions, but Paddy would not quit. Paddy Pimblett kept fighting, but I think the pressure that Justin put on him early gave him enough of a lead to become the interim champion. But Ilia Topuria is knocking out the best fighters that we've ever seen in the divisions that he's competing in. Knocked out Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski while he was at featherweight, then goes to 155 and knocks out Charles Oliveira. But Justin Gaethje reminded us tonight that when you overlook him, things have a habit of working out in Justin Gaethje's way.
Whitaker isn't ready to count Justin Gaethje out just yet, but he's fully aware of the formidable challenge ahead. Ilia Topuria's striking sits in a league above nearly everyone in the UFC, and his wrestling and jiu-jitsu skills are equally sharp and dangerous. With flawless timing, punishing counterstrikes, and precise execution, Topuria will make every step and every decision costly, meaning Gaethje's team must implement serious adjustments to remain competitive. The same Justin who faced Paddy Pimblett won't be enough to succeed here, but Whitaker expects that when Gaethje meets a superior opponent like Topuria, we'll see a more refined, strategically sharp, and adaptable version of the fighter, capable of navigating the heightened challenges and exploiting openings with elite-level precision.
I'm not gonna give up on my boy that quick. Okay, Ilia's, but I'll just lay it out there. Ilia's striking is leagues above everybody.
Yeah,
like just about everybody in the UFC.
Yeah, man.
And the wrestling and jiu-jitsu is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
His timing, his instincts, like his instinct to fire off in like his counterattacks. You know, he'll make you pay for every step you take. It's a hard fight.
Yeah,
Things
man.
have got to change in Gaethje's camp to make the fight competitive.
Yeah.
Right now, the Gaethje that fought Paddy won't beat Ilya right now.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that we'll see that Gaethje when he fights Ilya.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just the game plan for Paddy to just make it doggy.